Have you ever noticed how tired everyone looks these days? Even after a full night's sleep, their eyes still carry a quiet exhaustion. They wake up and reach for their phones before they even rise from bed, endlessly scrolling for something, but finding nothing that truly nourishes them. Why is life like this? But what if the problem isn't the world itself? What if it's how we carry the world within us? Today, I invite you to pause and breathe as we explore 7 timeless Buddhist lessons to master your energy and reclaim your inner power. And stay with me until the end, because there is a special bonus lesson waiting for you, a powerful truth that could change how you live each day from this moment forward. Lesson 1. Awareness, the first gate to power. Imagine walking through a dark forest at night with no lantern in your hand. Every step is filled with uncertainty. You'd trip over roots you cannot see, you'd lose your path again and again, and fear grows with every sound in the shadows. This is how most people live, moving through life without awareness, stumbling through days and weeks with no real understanding of where their energy is going or why they feel so tired inside. Buddhist wisdom teaches that awareness is the first gate to power. It is like turning on an inner lamp. When the lamp of awareness glows within you, suddenly everything becomes clear. You see your thoughts for what they are, passing clouds in a vast sky. You notice your feelings without drowning in them. You recognize when your energy is being wasted on worries, distractions, and pointless mental noise. There is a simple yet powerful metaphor in Buddhism. A mind without awareness is like water leaking from a cracked vessel. No matter how much energy you pour into your life, it keeps draining away without awareness to hold it. Your energy leaks through restless scrolling, through conversations that drain your peace, through thoughts that circle around regrets of the past or fears of the future. Without awareness, you become exhausted not because of how much you do, but because of how you carry your mind. So how can you build this awareness in daily life? It begins with small moments. Right now, pause and take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your body, expanding your lungs and leaving softly. Notice your feet touching the ground, your shoulders relaxing. These simple check-ins, mindful breathing, scanning your body, observing your thoughts without judgment, are ways to keep your awareness alive. When a thought arises, simply see it as a visitor. Do not push it away or invite it to stay for tea. Just watch it arrive and watch it leave. When an emotion rises like a sudden wave, do not let it drown you. Feel it fully, breathe through it, and let it pass like clouds drifting across the vast sky of your awareness. Awareness does not require hours of meditation in a monastery. It is built in small, consistent moments throughout your day. When you drink water, feel its coolness on your lips. When you walk, feel the earth holding your feet. When you speak, hear your own words. When you listen, be fully there, without planning your reply. Each of these moments strengthens the lamp within you, keeping your energy collected, bright, and clear. So ask yourself right now, gently but honestly, where is my energy flowing today? Is it leaking into worries that do not serve you? Is it trapped in anger or regret? Or is it flowing into actions, thoughts, and words that bring peace, growth, and clarity to your life? Remember, awareness is not just the first lesson. It is the foundation of every lesson that follows. Without it, all wisdom remains hidden in the dark. But with it, your path becomes illuminated, and you begin to walk through life with calmness, purpose, and true inner power. Lesson 2. Boundaries, the art of sacred protection. Picture a peaceful monastery deep in the mountains. Its walls stand resolutely against the fierce winds, its gates close softly at dusk, and behind those walls there is peace, chanting monks, soft candles, and a sense of profound calm. Those walls were not erected to exclude life. They were erected to guard the sacred quiet within. Similarly, boundaries are the safe monastery that guards your spirit. They're not to keep the world out, but to preserve your peace and maintain your energy's safety. And yet so many of us live our lives with no walls whatsoever. We open the floodgates to everyone's demands, expectations, and dramas, like a river without banks. washing away our calmness and clarity. We agree when we disagree. We answer calls when we yearn for quiet. We pack our schedules with commitments that leave us depleted, without room to sit, breathe, and simply be. Buddhism instructs that guarding your energy is not selfishness, but an act of profound compassion for yourself. For only when your own vessel is full can you overflow into the world without bitterness or fatigue. Saying no without guilt is a spiritual discipline. It is deciding to respect your needs over betraying them for the sake of others. Consider this: when you agree to something that drains you, you are quietly saying no to your own peace. You're saying no to the silence that might feed your mind, the rest that might mend your body, and the quiet time that might get you reconnected to your purpose. Boundaries are not fences constructed out of anger or fear. They are fences constructed out of wisdom and love. They allow in what nurtures your spirit and keep out what perturbs your peace. Like a monastery gate is open to pilgrims who come in search of truth, but closed to the mess of the world, your boundaries need to be open to kindness, love, and purposeful connection, and closed to gossip, negativities, and unnecessary distraction. Reframe boundaries in your mind. They are not selfish acts. They are acts of spiritual discipline. They are reminders that your life, your time, and your energy are precious and sacred. Just as a monk guards the silence of his temple, you must guard the calmness of your inner world. Ask yourself today, where do I need to shore up walls around my peace? Where am I allowing the world's noise to silence my own soul's quiet voice? Remember, every time you respect your boundaries, you are respecting your life. You are opting for peace over chaos, calm over din, and depth over distraction. And that's one of the greatest acts of love and spiritual power you can ever cultivate. Lesson 3. Align energy with purpose. Have you ever watched a river curving its path through valleys and forests, flowing steadily towards the vastness of the sea? It does not rush with fear, nor does it remain stagnant in confusion. It simply flows with calm determination, pulled by gravity and will. In Buddhism, our existence is the same. When our energy is attracted to our purpose, it flows freely, unstrained, and effortless. But see how most of us live now. Their energy is dissipated in 100 futile tasks, interminable emails, futile arguments, seeking validation from those who don't get their hearts. Each day closes with exhaustion, but seldom with satisfaction. It's like watering dry sand. It vanishes, leaving no sign of growth. When you are living without purpose, your energy is restless and unquiet. You may be busy, but in your heart there is an emptiness, a quiet ache that yearns to whisper, "There's got to be more to life than this." Buddhism teaches that your purpose is not to master great titles or to impress the world. It is to align your actions with your deepest values, with what fills your heart with peace and your days with meaning. Then politely ask yourself today, what is my real purpose beyond just survival? What breathes life into your soul? What is it that fills you with peaceful happiness even when you are by yourself? Perhaps it is creating something beautiful. Perhaps it is healing, teaching, leading, or learning to live with compassion and understanding. Your call does not need to be significant to the world. It only needs to be true to you. Once you discover your purpose and direct your energy toward it, everything shifts. Choices are simpler. Distractions are no longer the king. Every step you make is purposeful because you know where you are headed and why you are headed in that direction. Your energy becomes that river, flowing steadily and forcefully to its true destination. But do remember that discovering purpose is not an epiphany. It is a conscious practice of self-awareness and truth. It is waking up each morning and asking yourself, how can I live today in a way that is congruent with what matters most? When your life runs with purpose, you are no longer split and depleted. You feel rooted, like a tree that remains strong in all the seasons. Your energy is no longer spent on what doesn't matter. Rather, it is funneled into your growth, your inner peace, and your quiet but mighty journey to the ocean of your authentic self. Lesson 4. Recharge daily, the Buddhist way. Imagine there is a candle lit softly in a dark room. Its flame glows softly, casting a soft, warm light in the darkness. But if the candle is neglected, if its wick is never cut, and it is left to the harsh blasts of wind, its flame will fade, dwindle, and be extinguished. The mind is the same candle. Without care, without times of quiet refuge, it too begins to burn out. In our current age, resting is mistaken for laziness. People work themselves to exhaustion, idealizing fatigue as proof of their value. But Buddhism teaches that wisdom lies in resting. Resting isn't a waste of time. Resting is merely about filling the temple of your existence, so your flame will continue to burn brightly, lighting up your life and the lives of those you touch. Buddhist rest is wakeful rest. It is not merely lying down or sleeping with the mind burdened with worry. It is mindful restoration. It is sometimes meditation, sitting quietly, observing your breath, feeling each inhale and exhale as a gift of life. It is sometimes walking slowly in nature, feeling the leaves rustle, the birds sing, the soft thud of your own feet on the earth. And sometimes it is simply sitting in silence, doing nothing but being present with yourself, without shame or obligation. These easy practices, meditation, mindful walking, quiet sitting, and aware breathing, are like trimming the wick of your candle and shielding it from gusty winds. They ground your mind, calm your energy, and strengthen your spirit. Think about it. When you return to yourself in peace, you're not retreating from life. You're stepping deeper into it, because from there, you're unclouded. You begin to see what truly matters. You navigate your days more smoothly and less roughly. Your words are gentle. Your deeds are thoughtful. Your very presence becomes a healing to other people. Ask yourself today, when did I last rest? Not from weariness, but from love of self. You don't need to work to earn rest by burning out. Rest is your birthright. It is a natural rhythm of life, like the space between breaths, like the quiet between thoughts, like the darkness that gives rise to the dawn. So each day, take a few moments to reignite your inner fire. Secure it with quiet, feed it with peace, and let your life shine with the calm, steady light of a well-tended candle. With wisdom and compassion. Lesson 5. Surround yourself with energy multipliers. Have you ever stood next to a quiet lake in the morning? The water is so calm that it mirrors the sky exactly. When you stand there, you are calm, quiet, and clear. Now, picture standing next to a stormy ocean. Waves crashing, winds screaming, the air heavy with upheaval. You are agitated, strained, almost lost in its chaos. In life, the people you stand with are like these waters. They reflect back their energy into your spirit, influencing how you feel, think, and behave. Buddha also taught that Sangha, your spiritual community, is one of the 3 jewels of life. It is just as vital as the teachings themselves, because even the purest of wisdom can be lost if you walk alone among those who drain your spirit. Wise friends are like quiet lakes. They reflect your best self back to you. They encourage your growth with gentle honesty. They remind you of your strength when you forget. Their energy multiplies yours, lifting you higher in silent ways. But if you're around those who gossip, complain, or get sidetracked with negativity, their energy taints you like dark color in clear water. You wake up one day to find your mind restless, your hope dwindling, and your peace disrupted by storms that were never yours to start with. This is why selecting your Sangha is a spiritual practice. It is not a matter of judging others, but of guarding your path. It is seeing that your energy is a valuable thing, and like a seed requires the proper soil to develop. Associate with those who see your light, not those who cower in fear of its radiance. Be tolerant with those who are happy for your growth, not those who resentfully fight against it. Besides humans, think of the places you inhabit daily. Your home, your workplace, the coffee shops you hang out at, the online spaces you mindlessly scroll. They're all silent companions, shaping your energy without you even realizing it. A cluttered, chaotic space breeds a chaotic, cluttered mind. A space of serenity, simplicity, and beauty nurtures your soul. Like morning sun brightens the earth, Even your cyberspace is not spared. Who you are following, what you are reading, what you are hearing in the news, all of it enters your mind and affects your energy. If your feeds are filled with fear, anger, or noise, how can your mind be peaceful? Keep your cyber sangha as you keep your physical sangha. Follow teachings that inspire you, stories that uplift you, and wisdom that soothes your heart. Take a few minutes today sitting in quietness and asking yourself, who are the lakes in my life and who are the storms? And quietly ask yourself, what spaces, physical or virtual, do I need to let go in order to guard my peace? Remember, having energy multipliers in your life is not loneliness. It is alignment. It is choosing to walk your path with those who bear candles, not swords in their hands, who build bridges, not walls, and who are surrounding you to remind you that peace is not something to search for. It is something to return to, again and again. Lesson 6. Transmute negative energy into wisdom. We often think of our negative emotions as enemies to be conquered. Anger, fear, sadness, jealousy. We push them away, hide them behind forced smiles, or let them explode uncontrollably, leaving ashes behind. But Buddhism teaches a gentler, wiser way. It reminds us that negative emotions are not enemies. They are unrefined wisdom, waiting to be transformed. Think of anger as fire. Fire can destroy, burning down forests, homes, and everything we hold dear. But that same fire, when tended with care, can cook food to nourish a family, warm a cold traveler by the roadside, and forge steel into tools that build bridges. Anger is not evil in itself. It is energy. If you react blindly, it burns everything in its path. But if you pause, breathe, and observe it with awareness, it can fuel powerful change. Anger can become courage to speak the truth, strength to set firm boundaries, and determination to stand up for what is right. Or think of fear. Fear is like a heavy mist at dawn. When it surrounds you, the path ahead disappears, and all you see is gray uncertainty. But if you stay still and let the mist rise with the sun, you will see that behind it stands towering mountains of courage you never knew you possessed. Fear is a signal. It tells you that something matters deeply to you. It is not there to stop your journey, but to make you walk it with greater awareness and care. So how do we transmute these emotions into wisdom? Buddhism teaches the power of mindful observation. When anger rises, pause. Feel its heat in your chest, its tightness in your jaw. Breathe into it without judgment. Ask yourself, what is this anger trying to teach me? Is it pointing to an injustice you must address? Is it revealing a boundary you need to protect? When fear arises, sit with it gently. Feel its trembling presence. Ask, what is this fear hiding from me? Often, behind fear lies a calling towards growth, a new step that feels uncertain but carries the promise of deeper purpose. Reframing is the art of seeing these emotions not as problems to be fixed, but as teachers to be understood. And once you understand them, you can transform them with compassion into purposeful actions. Anger becomes assertive truth. Fear becomes quiet courage. Sadness becomes tender empathy. Jealousy becomes inspiration to cultivate what you admire in others within yourself. Remember, transmutation begins with acceptance. If you reject your emotions, they grow stronger in the shadows of your mind. If you embrace them with mindfulness, they soften and reveal their hidden wisdom. Today, reflect gently. Which emotion have I been fighting lately? What wisdom might it hold for me if I sit with it like an old friend, listening deeply and without fear? Know this: the greatest masters were not those who never felt anger, fear, or sorrow, but those who learned to transform these energies into compassion, wisdom, and purposeful action. You too can become such a master. Begin simply by breathing deeply, observing honestly, and walking gently with every part of yourself. Lesson 7. Gratitude and presence, the twin jewels. Two silent jewels that continue to glimmer even on the darkest days are presence and gratitude. They are twin lotuses that flower in the muddied waters of existence, reminding us that beauty and peace do not depend on optimal conditions. Gratitude is the practice of noticing the lotus flower bloom in the mud. It is the subtle decision to look at what is good, what is lovely, what is already present, rather than lamenting what is lacking. As you practice your mind in gratitude, you move from a life of unspoken scarcity to one of unspoken abundance. You start to appreciate the little miracles, the feel of sunshine on your skin, the compassion in a stranger's smile, the rise and fall of your breath like waves at the ocean, sustaining you with every moment. It is simple to make it through the day conscious only of what you don't have. The mind, left untrained, roams searchingly, looking for issues to resolve, threats to evade, and injuries to shield. But thankfulness breaks this pattern. It speaks quietly and softly. Look closer. Beauty is here too. Gradually, thankfulness reprograms the heart into fertile ground where joy and contentment can flourish, even in the bleakest outward environment. And then there is presence, the second jewel. While gratitude is the awareness of the lotus blooming, presence is feeling the cool water it is surrounded by without reaching out to touch it. Presence is the practice of being here, whole and entire, without clinging to the moment or wishing it would go away. It is letting life flow through you, as it is, without resistance or judgment. When you live in presence, you touch life with intimacy. Mealtime is meditation. Walking is prayer. Listening is an act of love. Presence returns you to yourself again and again and reminds you that peace does not live in the future you are running toward or the past you are holding on to. Peace lives here, in this breath, in this still unfolding moment. Together, presence and gratitude produce a life of quiet abundance. Gratitude instructs your mind on how to live in abundance. Presence instructs your spirit on how to live in the now. One reveals the gifts to you, the other allows you to receive them in full. When practiced together, they form an unshakable foundation of serenity, clarity, and joy. Now, take a moment and ask yourself, what is one small blessing I can be grateful for right now? Then ask yourself, am I really here in the present moment, or is my mind somewhere that my body is not? Remember, the lotus flowers, not by denying the mud, but by growing through it. And you too can flower beautifully and quietly when you ground yourself in these two eternal gems: gratitude for what is, and being present with what is here. Bonus lesson: do less, live deeper. The hidden power of simplicity. Have you ever noticed how the tallest trees stand still, how the deepest rivers flow quietly, and how the most peaceful people radiate silent strength? There is a secret they hold: the art of doing less and living deeper. In a world that worships busyness, we wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We cram our days with tasks, calls, errands, and endless scrolling, hoping it will make us feel fulfilled. But Buddhism teaches a truth that cuts through this noise. The more you chase life, the further peace runs from you. Doing less is not about giving up your dreams or being lazy. It is about cutting away what is not essential so what truly matters can bloom fully. Imagine a gardener pruning a tree. If he never cuts the dead branches, the healthy ones cannot flourish. Likewise, when you stop filling your day with meaningless tasks, your life gains depth and quiet beauty. Here is your powerful practice for today. Pause and ask yourself, if I could only do 3 things today that truly matter to my soul and my future, what would they be? Then, let everything else go. You will feel fear rise at first, fear of missing out, of disappointing others, of being seen as unproductive. But if you breathe through that fear, you will discover freedom on the other side. Because life is not measured by how much you do, but by how deeply you live each moment. The simplest day, lived with calm presence, loving intention, and clear purpose, is more fulfilling than a lifetime spent running without rest. Remember, even the sun does not rush to rise, yet it lights the entire world. So today, choose to do less, but live deeper. Sit with yourself in silence, drink your tea slowly, Walk without your phone. Listen fully when someone speaks. Work with focus and devotion rather than urgency. And above all, honor the truth that your worth is not in how much you produce, but in how deeply you exist. Let your life become like the lotus, rooted in stillness, rising through the mud, blooming silently for all to see. Conclusion. As we come to the end of this journey together, remember this simple truth. Mastering your energy is mastering life itself, because your energy is what shapes your thoughts, fuels your actions, and weaves the quiet fabric of your days. It is the invisible force that determines whether you walk through life feeling burdened or light, scattered or rooted, restless or deeply at peace. Today, I invite you to choose just one lesson from these teachings to carry into your life. Maybe it is practicing mindful awareness, building sacred boundaries, aligning your energy with purpose, recharging with intention, surrounding yourself with energy multipliers, transmuting negative emotions into wisdom, or resting deeply in gratitude and presence. Begin with one. Let it guide you gently, like the first rays of dawn guiding the earth out of darkness. And as you move through this day, remember this reflection. Your energy is your life's fragrance. Let it bloom with wisdom, calmness, and purpose. So that everywhere you go, you leave behind not footprints of exhaustion, but silent trails of peace and light. If these teachings touched your heart today, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who may need its calmness,